Here we are, everybody. We finally made it. All those parts we did to the bike is leading up to this. We're here in the town of Del Barton, down at the Buffalo Mountain Trail System at Hatfield McCoy, and we're ready to rock. We got down here on a Thursday. This is now Friday morning, and we're about ready to head out. We are going to leave from the cabin that we stayed at. It's the Fat Boys Lodging, which is a really nice place to stay, really reasonably priced. So if anybody wants to know where that is, I'll leave a link in the description of where you can go to book this cabin. It sleeps like 15 people, so the more people you got going with you, the cheaper it is for everybody because you can kind of split that cost down. But we are going to leave from the cabin here. Instead of taking the truck all the way up to the trailhead, we are going to take the road, and we are actually going to go to a trail that leads us to that trailhead. So this is the trail right there, and basically we're going to take number 14, zigzag all the way down through there, and we're going to get to the star on the map, and that is the trailhead. So it'll just be basically a nicer way to go, in my opinion. We don't really want to drive the truck all the way up there when we can take the bikes. That's why we're here. We're here to ride. That's what we're going to do. I didn't want to bore you guys with the trip on the road here. It's kind of boring, but this is where the trail starts. So we're going to take this one, number 14, all the way to the trailhead. And basically it's going to give us a little bit of time to kind of get used to the trails and get used to the bikes. I mean, we drove like 6 hours the day before, so we're all kind of stiff from doing that. We tried to loosen up the night before, but you can only do so much. So this is going to get our muscles and everything back into the zone and let us loosen up so we can basically ride the entire day. So here we go. This here on the XR200 is Scott. Scott is kind of newer to dirt bikes here. He hasn't been on very many trail systems, so this is kind of his first actual go at a trail system other than behind, our houses and places around where we live. So he's basically having to get used to going up real trails instead of just messing around behind our houses. So he's having a little bit of a learning curve going on. The start of this trail here, because we were on the road, basically we're kind of zigzagging up these hills, getting up into the mountains. So it was pretty fun. They weren't steep at all. They weren't really difficult. They were just really, really loose. You can see all these big rocks and loose dirt laying everywhere, so it was pretty much just trying to keep traction down, but a lot of fun, and kind of really broke everybody in the right way, if you want to call it that. right here I'm trying to get Scott's attention because I didn't see anybody behind me, and I always like to stop and wait for everybody. I want everybody to stay together and nobody to fall behind in case something were to happen. So I was trying to get Scott's attention so we could stop and wait for everybody, but I don't think he could even hear me, so I'm not going to blame anything on him. He just probably couldn't hear anything over his really, really loud and annoying exhaust that needs repacked. So...
Guy okay?
Yeah, he fell.
Okay.
One thing I would like to mention, though, because I really haven't ridden. I think we rode just behind our houses a couple times. But other than that, I haven't ridden since last year when we went to Hatfield McCoy. And, man, like, riding like this really shows me how out of shape from riding I am. I mean, my wrists were locking up, my hands were cramping, my arms were cramping, everything was cramping on me because I'm just not used to riding anymore. We don't really ride. Which, from now on, I'm really hoping we're going to change that because I love riding, we all love riding, and I want to keep doing it because we haven't been riding basically for the past 6-7 years. We really haven't ridden. We used to ride all the time and just kind of got out of it just due to normal life and things going on. So the whole time I'm having really bad hand cramping, like my fingers, clutches, throttle, everything was just killing me this whole trip. But it was worth it, and it's only going to get better from here the more I ride. I'm going to do some probably some hand stretches and everything to stretch out the muscles and get them more used to doing the things that you do while you're riding a dirt bike, so if that makes sense to you guys. But I definitely need to work on that because it was really killing me, and especially at the end of this day, it was really rough on me. So you might see me take my hands off the bars a couple times here and there and kind of shake it out real quick, but just wanted to mention that.
Dusty.
So everything's going pretty good so far. Everything's nice and smooth. Bikes are all running good. Everything's doing well, basically, until right up here. You're gonna see some stoplights, and there's a little bit of a hill we kind of go down, and Scott did something. He hit a rock or got cross-rutted or something. Not sure, but he ended up going down.
You okay? You alright?
Yeah. I just got like stuck between this rut right here.
Your brake lever.
Yeah.
What happened, Scott?
Is the rest of it still there?
There's like a bit of it, not much.
Can you
I
still
don't
use
know
it?
what the rest of it is.
Can you still use it?
Probably not, I don't know. It's a little slow.
Alright, just be careful. Use your blue brake. Just use the engine to help slow you down too, like shift down if you need to slow down shit.
What happened?
He wrecked and broke his brake lever. Alright? Just use the engine to slow you down and use your back brake.
He's okay, but when he went down, the handguards aren't adjusted correctly for his levers, and he snapped off his front brake lever, which is a big deal because all these hills and everything we're going down, you definitely need that. So he kind of messed up his ride here. So I kind of gave him some advice, told him just take it easy, shift down, and use the engine to help slow you down. So that's all going to help him out because he doesn't have a front brake. So, but at basically this hill right here, we all kind of met back up, and at the bottom of this hill is pretty close to the trailhead, so we're almost there. Because of what happened with Scott, we are nearing the end of this trail that takes us to the trailhead. So what we figured was once we get to the end of this trail, you have to cross the road to go to the trailhead. We're just going to take that road back to the cabin, and we're going to look through all the extra parts we brought, everything, and see if we can find a lever that will work for Scott's front brake, because you need a front brake. That's important. So we basically took the road back to the cabin and looked around. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find anything that would work for him, so pretty much gave him some pointers, told him what to do, and then we kind of headed out. Which the rest of today's trip you're going to see in the next video, because I decided to end this one here. I don't want to have 1 hour long videos. This one is already going to be kind of longer. But unfortunately, for the hours and hours of footage I have, I kind of have to have some longer videos. So this is going to be a multi-part series going on. I hope you guys all actually watch them and enjoy them. But that's pretty much it. So right here, we're going to take the road. I'm going to cut it till we get back to the cabin, and then that's going to be the end of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys on part 2. Thanks for watching.
Unbelievable, Scott. We're not supposed to come back to the truck until the end of the day.